Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me that we're hanging out again. And today I'm finally filming another what I eat in a day video. I'm making pancakes. I made the batter and it looks really good. It has blueberries and cinnamon, and fun fact, I used to hate blueberries and any kind of berry except for strawberries, but I think because of the YouTube comments, someone told me like, you should really just try blueberries, and I tried them and I'm obsessed. And I also love blackberries, and blackberries have so many antioxidants, and it's good for apparently anti-aging and just a lot of really good stuff. So I'm really excited. I just used the Bob's Red Mill gluten-free pancake mix because I'm trying to eat more gluten-free, because sometimes I just get bloated when I eat bread and things with gluten in it and pasta, so I really love eating gluten-free. It's just a little bit easier, I think, for my body. And I've just been eating intuitively. So you guys know I've always struggled with binge eating / orthorexia. The binge eating started when I was young. It's just been a habit, and then I used it as an emotional thing, which food is such an easy coping method to any kind of stressful situation. I mean, food is all around us and we have to eat food, and it's obviously like immediate satisfaction that you don't feel like is too bad for you. I've definitely been a lot better with it, and if I do binge eat, it's like once a month and I don't feel this intense guilt afterwards, which is what was just perpetuating the cycle. So yeah, things feel pretty good in that regard. As far as orthorexia, I've honestly been letting myself eat whatever I want, not obsessing over going to the gym. Also, these pancakes that I'm making, I used to make completely oil and fat free, but I added some milk and some coconut butter or coconut oil, and yeah, just making them taste amazing and not worrying about how much fat everything has, because being a high carb low fat vegan was definitely just so intense and definitely fed into my orthorexia. So I'm trying to break out of that. It's a process, you guys. And I haven't had a mirror in my apartment for the past few months. Like, I actually don't really know what my body looks like. We only have a mirror that goes from like the chest up, so I don't know if I've gained weight or lost weight. I haven't really weighed myself. I just kind of don't really have a concept of what my body looks like, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but we just don't have a full body mirror, which for right now, maybe it is a good thing. But anyways, I just woke up. My face is super oily because I put moisturizer on and essential oils for my scars, and so it gets kind of oily overnight, but it's fine. It's just a natural thing, and just I'd rather be super oily than super dry. But okay, we got the pan heating up. Food is such a fucking blessing, like, excuse my language, but I feel so grateful that I can make any food that I want, and that I can have food delivered, or that I can go to a restaurant and literally pay for the service of someone feeding me, cooking for me, and serving me food. That just seems like such a luxury when you actually think about it. Like, you're gonna pay someone money to prepare you a 5-star meal or whatever meal that they're really good at cooking. Someone's gonna serve it to you, refill your water, and just be polite to you, hopefully. Sometimes, like, even that concept alone, I'm just like, wow, dude, this life is crazy. I can't believe I ever cooked pancakes without oil, because it gets this really nice crisp, which is like to die for. Oh my god, it looks amazing. For lunch, I had a yummy, delicious salad with kale, red onion, peppers, chickpeas, lime, cilantro. It was seriously so good. And I used these amazing reusable utensils that my boyfriend got me, and they're magnetized, so they just stick together really easily, and they're so compact. I used to carry loose utensils with me, and it's just really easy to lose them and lose track of them, so this is really convenient. These are from Whole Foods, by the way, and the brand is Joseph & Joseph, and I ate that. And I work in a place where they film tons of commercials and music videos and movies, and this was a set that was going on in the backyard basically, and they had these two guys on a crane fighting each other, and one had blood on his face, and it was just like really entertaining, and I watched it while I ate my lunch. I had some couscous as well. This is turmeric couscous with peas and carrots and a kale burger. And sorry I don't have recipes on these, but I will do a series on yummy and easy vegan burgers. So that just had kale and quinoa, and I had 2 of them. So yeah, that like really satisfied me for hours, and that's what I ate. So I'm extremely oily and slightly disheveled in the rest of this video, but I hope you guys don't mind and just listen if you're gonna, you know, not want to see the oiliness on my face. All right, okay, cool. Hey guys, so it's actually freaking 12:06 a.m. right now. I'm still here. I probably look so oily because I've just been kind of running around a little bit today, but I'm finally eating dinner. It's literally midnight. It's really bad to eat dinner this late, but I've been going to sleep around 3 a.m. lately, which I've been trying to change because I get really tired in the afternoon and it's just not good. But I ordered food and I don't really like doing this. I'm really gonna try to stop ordering food, but I just didn't want to go home and cook and I just don't have any food at home. So anyways, I got a falafel, steamed broccoli, and then 2 veggie tacos that just have black beans, lettuce, and pico de gallo. So we'll do a little mukbang right now. I really wanted to film this video today because I have 2 sponsored videos going up on one day, which I don't like. I really like to space out my sponsored videos, and overall, like the only reason that I'm doing more sponsored videos now is, first of all, because YouTube ad revenue is like total crap, and so many of my videos get demonetized because I have freaking boobs, and if my cleavage is showing, then they deem it as like inappropriate and not suitable for advertisers, which is bullshit, but it's fine. So I have to do more brand deals just to get that extra coin and be able to put so much time into filming and editing. And I'm also saving up. This is the main reason, is that I'm saving up for my new platform, which is coming out September 10th, which I'm going to announce soon. Some of you may already know what it is, but anyways, it's costed a lot of money to pay the developers and the designers and everything like that, and it's going to be, I don't even like want to say anything else about it, but it's just going to be really accessible and really useful, and it's not going to cost an arm and a leg. I'll tell you the price of it right now. It's going to be $5.99 a month, cheaper than a cup of coffee, cheaper than Amazon Prime and Netflix and everything. And I also am going to be doing giveaways just to let the people who can't afford that be able to use these knowledge, holy shit, just to have access to these beautiful ancient tools and practices. So yeah, man. But I'm really excited. I have been working on that for a while, for like the past few months, but it's finally going to be out September 10th, and I know some of you may know what it is, some of you may not, but I'm going to do like a whole video talking about what it is and the design and just sharing it with you guys. So I'm really excited. But yeah, that's why I'm doing a little bit of more sponsored videos lately, because it costed several $1,000s to make it. No regrets at all. Like, I'm so excited. It's gonna be amazing. But anyways, this is the taco I'm gonna eat now. Oh my goodness, I am gonna make a mess. Is that what's happening? I get a little crazy at night and a little weird and annoying, so yeah, I just want to keep it real with you guys, just keep it really candid, and I do sponsored videos only if they align with my core beliefs, man, and I'm really honestly happy to share with you guys like awesome vegan companies or ethical, sustainable companies, and I think that brand deals are amazing for creators because on YouTube, it's just the payment that YouTube gives you is pretty shitty. And so that's the main way that a lot of people are making money. And if you can share like vegan, ethical, cruelty-free brands, I think that's freaking amazing. So I just had to delete a bunch of footage from my memory card that I didn't need because I just got full. And in the process of that, I finished the tacos. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a little bit of this falafel, but I probably shouldn't eat that much. Those tacos are really light, like literally iceberg lettuce, salsa, and beans. So I'll have a few bites of this falafel and then save the rest of it for tomorrow. If I do order food, I like to order a good amount so that I can have lunch for the next day or just make it worth the whole service of having food delivered. But anyways, this is a falafel. It has freaking beets in it and tahini, and homegirl's eating good and I'm so goddamn grateful. Like, oh my goodness, you guys, I love a good falafel pita sandwich. Oh my god. And tahini is amazing. I don't like pickles. Sometimes they put pickles in it. I'm not a fan. Also, I like chipped off the nail polish from 2 of my fingers because I was bored, so I'm really mad that I did that. Or not bored, I guess it's just one of those things that you do when your mind is a little bit busy. Like maybe whenever I wear necklaces, like I'll move the charm around, or some people bite their nails. I just chipped my nail polish off, so not cute. I've been growing my nails. These are my real nails. Yeah, and I really like them. They're like little claws, and I feel very witchy, and I feel very sensual. Like I want to just touch things with my hands and just be a little hand model. But anyways, yeah, I just try not to sell out with my brand deals, and I got offered like $5,000 to do a clothing haul from this unethical fast fashion clothing brand. And for a second, this was like when I first moved into my apartment, and I didn't get paid because my manager just switched over, and my paycheck was like a month late basically, and I literally had no money, and I was like, oh my god, am I seriously about to do this? But somehow I made it through the month, and I didn't sell out, and I'm really grateful for that. I mean, I wasn't seriously actually going to do it because I don't want to support slave labor, and I mean, I really don't want to get into that because that'll be a whole entire rant, and I just don't want to support fast fashion. I think we all know why it's bad. It's bad for the environment, bad for human beings around the world, and also I just don't think it's cute because I just feel like it's harder to be original when everything is just so quickly copied and made for like extremely cheap. And so I'm just, observing this, and I feel like I haven't been too inspired just this past week fashion wise. I mean, I'm literally wearing this tank top and these green cargo pants and no jewelry and my black Tevas. Like I am crunchy, and you know what? I'm so comfortable. I feel great. So yeah, I don't know, man. I feel not as worried at all about fashion or what I look like because I'm just here to be me and smile at strangers and listen to my intuition and create something beautiful and do my seva. I feel like this lifetime, this reincarnation, if you believe in that, is all about service and doing things for others and helping people be happy in this life. Even if it's just the people in my neighborhood, people at the coffee shop I can just smile at. I don't know why I said coffee shop because I don't even drink coffee. Like, I barely drink coffee. If I do, it's mushroom coffee or like, a healthy tea or something. But just smiling and being nice to the people around my neighborhood. And I get this question a lot, is like, are you afraid of getting catcalled in New York, or how do you deal with that? And I live in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, which is like, first of all, the hipster mecca of like New York. Everyone looks cool here. If you want some fashion inspo, just walk around Brooklyn. There's so many art hos and cool thrift store outfits that are thrown together so perfectly. I guess Soho, I feel like Soho's more basic. Okay, actually all over New York is pretty rad, but in Greenpoint it's definitely like hipster. Like everyone here is hipster, and like it's really funny to watch. I feel like if you guys know Portlandia, there could be a Brooklandia or something, because every park is just filled with like cute ass hipsters who come together in little circles and drink beer and like play games, and they wear their gingham and their berets and their denim overalls and their baby doll dresses and have their cute little vintage bikes. Like, it is just ridiculously cute, and I'm just like, good for you guys. And anyways, where was I even going with that? Oh yeah, so I admire and appreciate everyone just looking cute as hell here, and sometimes I'm just like, oh my god, like my heart hurts because someone is just so aesthetic and perfect and cute and wonderful, and I fall in love with everyone. Like, what people would define as ugly, I think is beautiful as well. I just really admire people and appreciate them, and there are certain things about people, certain characteristics that I'm just like, wow, whoever's with them is probably gonna fall in love with those beautiful little features, like her freckles or the gap between her teeth, or I don't know, like her freaking sideburns. It's really random, but I just see so much beauty physically and spiritually in other people from their energy. And anyways, everyone, just do you. I'm really happy for you. And doing me right now means that I don't care about what I look like for the most part, fashion-wise. I haven't been wearing makeup. I haven't just been worrying too much about it. And it feels really good. It feels organic just to listen to the intuition when it comes and not to force things. I mean, not fashion-wise. I don't want to spend time worrying about what I look like if I don't actually want to, because I don't have to. And when I was in high school, I cared so much about what I wore, and it was fun. I had a really awesome thrift store in my town, and I would go there like every weekend with my mom, and I just really, like, high school was my runway, and I was always wearing cool, weird things that I feel like most people weren't wearing. And looking back, I wish that I still had the pieces I had in high school, because I really tried and I looked so cool, and now I feel like I try much less and I look okay, like I look interesting, but in high school I like would want to know my high school self. And sometimes I'm just like, I wonder if my high school self would want to know my current day self. I think she would. The high school me was really nice. Also, I don't know why. Oh my god, I haven't even taken a bite of this. I'm literally picking at it, but I just really want to talk to you guys. People need to stop diagnosing people with mental illnesses on YouTube and on any platform, because I just think that's so messed up to do. I get diagnosed all the time for different things, but one really stuck out to me because it was so far from the truth. Someone called me a sociopathic narcissist or something like that, and they're like, I'm so sorry, you won't be able to tell that you have this like illness or something. And I looked it up, and it's like someone who's basically obsessed with themselves and has absolutely no empathy for anyone else. And I'm just like, wow, most people like really know me, especially if you've been watching me for a while. But some people just really see 2 seconds of someone's life or 2 minutes and then want to diagnose them with a mental illness. Like, that's so wild to me. And I am the most empathetic person in the world, and I'm sorry if you think that's gross that I'm eating with my fingers, but I just went to the bathroom and washed my hands. But anyways, I used to cry every day because I was sad, and now I cry every day because I feel other people's emotions. And I'll see like little ducklings out on the East River like eating algae or phytoplankton or whatever they eat, and I cry because it's so beautiful, and I just want to protect them, and I want them to be safe in this world. Or I see like cute little dogs like rubbing their backs on the grass, and I'm just like, oh, it's so cute, like that dog just looks so happy right now. I feel everyone's energy, especially animals, but definitely humans. I cry during movies. I just am such a feeling person, and so that's definitely not the case. Also, another thing is that people are like, well, I thought you hated yourself, but you show your body all the time. And I just want to say, like, my self-hate comes in waves, honey. And I think a lot of people's self-hate does. Like, it's not like I'm constantly not liking myself, and I'm actually becoming much better at just enjoying how I look and who I am. But mostly when I struggle with body dysmorphia or disassociation or just not liking myself, it's not a constant state of being. It's usually affected by many different factors. And so yeah, sometimes I do feel really good about myself, and the other times I feel really bad about myself, just like a normal person. We have highs and lows. And so yeah, man, like sometimes when I film, I often feel like really good and energized, and I feel comfortable in my body, and other times I don't, and I talk about that and I'm like crying, like, guys, I just don't feel myself right now, and I think that's normal. So yeah. Also, same thing with happiness. Like, before I deleted Instagram, I posted something about crying, or like, when I'm done crying, all that I feel is love, and someone said, I thought you were happy now, like you seemed so good, what happened? And once again, like, everything is flowing. Emotions come and go, and happiness comes and goes. Same thing with the pain. So it's not like you just reach happiness and then you're just happy, or you hate yourself and you're always in that state, and maybe some people are. And same thing with like reaching enlightenment, and that's just a state of being, which I guess like the Buddha is the fully enlightened state where you're living your life fully enlightened. But I feel like I've had moments of enlightenment. It's not like something that I achieve in my reality. It's not something that I achieve and I'm just fully enlightened. I don't have to do anything. I just sit there and I'm like happy as hell. Like, it's something that has to be worked at, and that's why I call my yoga practice my practice. Like, I do it every single day, show up on the mat, say hello to myself, and get those glimpses of true inner knowingness and oneness, and that it's really amazing, and it's to me a moment of enlightenment. I've had these like moments of just clear seeing, and yeah, so I don't know, just not something that you achieve and then that's it. Then you're like, you're set, unless you do reach the Buddha state. But anyways, I just wanted to say that, man. I don't know, I guess a lot of people were raised, and I wasn't really raised too bad when it comes to learning about emotions. I think a lot of people were raised having some of their emotions be shamed and then other ones of them gratified. I don't know if that's like the right wording, but for example, when a kid has a tantrum or is crying, a lot of parents like put them in timeout or tell them to stop having a tantrum or discredit their feelings, which are really real feelings. Like if a kid is crying because they didn't get fries and they really want fries. I'm using this example because that's what happened to me when I was younger. I cried for hours because I really wanted French fries and my parents wouldn't give me them. It was 3 a.m. That doesn't make my emotions any less valid just because I didn't realize it was 3 a.m. and my parents weren't going to go and get me freaking McDonald's fries. I think that there's a different way that we can deal with children's emotions and not just invalidate them and tell them to be quiet, because humans experience emotions and we have tantrums too, so why would we punish kids and make them feel like they're less than us? I'm gonna lock the door of this office because like sometimes I get a little scared. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. I honestly feel low-key delirious, but I just think that we should treat children like they're human beings who are equal to us and not lower or lesser than us just because they don't know as much. And maybe that was a bad example, but I basically, like, when I have a child, I'm just going to hear them and listen to them and just make sure not to tell them that their emotions are wrong, like any of them, even if they are having a tantrum on the subway. I probably won't live in New York when I have kids, but even if they're having a tantrum and we're in the middle of a store and they're freaking out, I'm just going to be like, okay, just breathe, or just let them do it. And of course my views are probably going to change by the time I actually have kids, whenever that is, but I want to treat everyone as a human being with valid emotions and who is equal to me. And yeah, I have just, I guess, encountered a few parents who are doing really awesome conscious parenting. And I went on like a weekend retreat upstate, and this girl had her baby, and I was like, oh, can I pick him up? And she was like, well, you can ask him. And so I was like, can I pick you up? And it was like a yes, and so I did, and I never really thought about that. Like, I've always asked parents, like, oh, can I say hi to your baby, or can I hold your baby? But I never actually asked the baby or the toddler, you know, like what they want, and that was pretty eye-opening. And I do the same thing now with nature. If I'm entering a new land, I like to just ask permission and just feel it out if it's like I am invited into this part of the forest or if I'm not. I feel like my grammar is just so not working right now. What time is it? 12:32 a.m. So you're gonna be seeing this video right after I eat. So that's pretty cool. This falafel is so good. It's really big too. It's a whole meal. I'm eating it really slowly because I want to savor it and talk to you guys. But yeah, that was a really long tangent about honoring and respecting kids, and that's probably why I'm the most grateful about my upbringing, which there was domestic abuse, there was a lot of misguided notions, and I had no idea. I'm gonna do a whole video about like my fear of men and how it formed and how I got over it, but for most of my life, like, I've been afraid of men because of the men that I grew up with in my life, and they're not bad people, and I'll get into this in the video, but I do still have love for them, but it shaped who I am so much as a person, and I'm really happy that I got to work through that. But because my childhood seemed so just all over the place and unspecial and unsafe and just unvalidated, like, I felt bad for like being a burden to my parents and for being around at such a young age. I feel like I've always struggled with depression, and I had my first eating disorder when I was 14. Anyways, I feel like I have so much empathy and awareness of children and their development, and I just really see the importance of giving your child love and teaching them about self-love and self-empowerment, and also how to deal with their emotions, just how to breathe. And I don't know, I'm not gonna like force my kids into any religion or any dogma, because my parents did that to me, so I'm not gonna like force them onto Buddhism or anything, but I'm just gonna share with them the laws of the universe, and just show them how to breathe, man, because a lot of us just don't actually know how to breathe. We're always doing it. We don't realize that the breath is such a powerful tool. But when we focus on our breath, even if you do it for like 8 breaths, you'll immediately realize a difference. You'll feel a difference, a kind of presence, a peace. And a lot of us don't breathe fully. We're breathing, a lot of us, into our chest, into our ribs, not always into our stomach, which I should probably do right now as I'm eating. I'm actually full. From that one breath into my belly, I realized I'm good. But yeah, getting a full breath is really breathing into the tummy, the ribs, and the chest. Exhaling fully, the navel pushes back to the spine, the ribs come together, the chest slightly falls. That's a full breath. That's a breath that will give you prana, life energy that your entire body runs on, and relax you and energize you. And the inhale, if you focus on the inhale and elongate the inhale, that's a really energizing, empowering way to breathe. However, if you focus on the exhale and make your exhale longer than your inhale, that's really grounding, really calming. So if you have anxiety, you can extend your exhale for a longer amount of time than your inhale. And if you're really tired, you can really inhale. You can feel rejuvenated instantly by one breath, but extend your inhale and do that for a few breaths. And yeah, man, the breath is really awesome. Also for me, I feel like it's such an amazing symbol of the balance. The inhale and the exhale. The inhale and the exhale, they each correspond with the lunar and the solar channels. As you can see, like the inhale, very sun, very fiery. The exhale is very lunar, very still, very calming. And it's like the yin and the yang, or the masculine and the feminine, or the Shiva and the Shakti, or Nadi and Pingala. There's like the one image of the snake weaving up the staff, and the staff is supposed to represent the spine, weaving up the spine to the pineal gland. And you can also see those energies as the solar and lunar channels, weaving up the spine to the pineal gland and enabling you to reach a state of true knowingness. It's all in the pineal gland, it's all in the spine. God is in the spine, as Yogananda says. And I don't know, I just think that there's so much duality and balance in everything. I mean, the inhale and the exhale, solar and lunar, the light and the dark, man. And one of the reasons that I love living in New York, which I feel like a lot of people probably are confused by, because I do consider myself a forest nymph. I love nature, man, and I can really drop in. Like, the second I enter a forest, I just feel so at peace and so still and so present. But I live in New York, which is such a fast-paced place. It's always going, it's dirty, it's grimy. People are actually really nice here. Fun fact. I mean, maybe that you may have some bad experiences, but you may have that everywhere. People are really nice, open-minded, they'll stick up for you. There's random acts of kindness. If you leave your wallet, okay, maybe not your wallet, but if you leave something, like if you drop something on the subway, people will be like, oh, your hat, oh, your scarf, your gloves, like, wait, miss, don't forget. Like, that's happened to me so many times where I drop something and I'll be halfway out of the subway and someone will be behind me like, here, you dropped this. And I'll be like, oh my God, thanks. Or, I don't know, this man lost his ID. He left his ID on the subway and I ran after him and I gave him his ID. And people also just stick up for people in different ethnic backgrounds. And I just feel like, first of all, New York is the safest it's ever been. I think the relationship that the people have with the police here is really good. And I personally love the NYPD because they're just really chill, and I don't know, they're just really nice. And I see them all the time. I see them on the subway, I see them in their little cop cars at night, and I do feel safer with them around, which when I lived in Maryland, I didn't like the police there because I just felt like it was mostly one race, and that's probably not true. But for some reason I had the stigma around the policemen there. But moving to New York, I just see so many people of color who are in that position, and I'm just like, oh, what's up? That just makes me feel a lot better for some reason and safer, and there isn't gonna be a lot of discrimination, which there isn't in New York, and I think that's so beautiful and amazing. And honestly, I never knew or considered myself to be a person of color, and I posted 2 videos on my YouTube where I said I identified as white, and I was like, I'm white, my skin is white. And I got so many comments of people saying like, you know, you're not white, right? Like, it's kind of messed up that you're labeling yourself that, and you're a woman of color, you're Venezuelan and Japanese, and you're not white. And I didn't really understand that. And then I had dinner with Jen M, and we were talking about like intersectional feminism or something, and she said she was like a person of color, and I was like, what? And then she was like, yeah, so are you, like, we're Asian. I was like, this, like, I wanted to cry when I felt like this wave of knowing my roots, or I don't know what it was. I guess I just felt like this connection to my true self. And there has been so much of me that like repressed in the past tense, repressed my background. Like, being Japanese and Venezuelan are both things that I resented for a while because I was bullied about being Asian, and because I don't know, I just felt like, I don't want to get into it right now. It's too sad. But I felt really good just identifying as that and accept my background. And I'm a tan girl. People used to say that just to like piss me off or be mean, like, oh, chink, yellow girl or yellow skinned or something like that. But honestly, I fucking love my skin, and it's like low-key beige right now because it's summertime. But yeah, I don't know, that was a moment for me. Anyways, this whole thing started when I started to talk about how great New York is, but I feel at home here, and I do like seeing diversity, and especially in law enforcement, it feels really good in my heart. And I don't think that I could live in a place that isn't diverse. I don't know. It's a different energy, you know, and there's so much culture here with all the different backgrounds. It really is such a beautiful melting pot. Here's the thing about the light and the dark. In New York, you will walk down the street, and here's an example. I was walking in the subway, and a homeless man lunges at me and calls me a bitch. He's just like, bitch! And I was scared for a second. I was like, is this homeless man about to attack me? And then he walks away, and there's like a bunch of people around, so I wasn't too afraid. And I was like, that was kind of unsettling for a second. Wow. And then I go and sit down waiting for the subway, and there's this man playing the cello, and he's playing my favorite song on the cello, and I'm just like, wow, that is so wonderful and so beautiful. And I just like instantly relaxed, and I was just like enjoying the sound of the cello. And I was like, this is exactly New York, like the dark and the light, like homeless man like lunging at you, calling you a bitch, and then there's a talented man playing the cello, you know, with a bucket in front of him for money. And that's like, I think, the essence of life. Like, the light and the dark is all around. It feels like the saturation is turned way up, or the contrast is turned way up. The light and the dark and the shadow, everything is just so in your face here, and it's honestly really satisfying to see that. And also meeting like spiritual people here and connecting with the tribe here is so amazing and so satisfying, because there is a need to slow down when you live in a city like New York. And so when you find those people who you really resonate with and you can meditate with and practice with, it's like, it's so important to cultivate that. And there is so much going on in New York in the spiritual community. I'm going to share with you guys some of my favorite ways to meet spiritual people in New York, because, I mean, it's probably the easiest place to do that. But if you live in New York, go to the Assemblage. It's like a 7-story building. They have 2 locations. The one I normally go to is 7 stories. They have an elixir bar. Just look on their website, and they have tons of conscious talks, and it's basically, it's a co-working space, and they have food there, and it's just a beautiful building, like so amazingly decorated. There's a meditation room and gongs, but they have talks there that you can get free tickets for and just check it out. So you don't actually have to pay for the co-working membership to work there, but you can just go on their site and see if there are any talks that interest you. They have really awesome speakers and like open town hall meetings, which are really dope, and the tickets go quick, but you'll meet so many awesome people there. And there's also the ecstatic dance community. If you like to dance and just flow with your energy, I always feel like this is my only dance move, is just like weaving energy around my body. But if you are into that, then I would definitely recommend looking up Ecstatic Dance NYC on Facebook, because I think there are dances like every 2 weeks, and Ecstatic Dance is like a sober event most of the time, and it's all about being in your own energy and flowing whatever way you want to flow. And it's just a dance party, and people are really respectful. Like, men aren't just gonna grab you and harass you. That's a really big thing. And the reason why it's sober. Like, I think there's one venue that you can get beer, but yeah, it's a sober event because it's supposed to be a safe space and people aren't just going to be like groping you and trying to, what's that, grind on you and stuff. So I love it for that reason, and it's really fun just to get funky and like see what you can do with your body and just weave and do weird shit. Like sometimes people will be crawling on the floor and making animal noises, and it's like a full-blown like tribe party. So if you're into that and really want to go deep, you can do it. And there's usually amazing DJs, and I think ecstatic dance started in Hawaii and it got really big in Bali, and now the people from Bali who are DJing and doing stuff all over the world are in New York. And I just feel like New York is the place where so many people who are really good at what they do come to pursue it and to share it, and it's just like world class, man. The meditation teachers here, and I don't know, even the musicians here, like everyone is so good at what they do, and it's so inspiring, and I just love the energy. New York is an island, and as a Scorpio, I feel like the water energy is really good. Water is really relaxing and calming for me. Just being around it or swimming, like I can definitely be a little fish. I always resonated way more with the forest than I did the ocean, but rivers and lakes and pools, I really like. Flowing water, and so does my partner, but I feel really good in New York. Like, my Scorpio-ness feels really balanced out, and we have the East River right here, so I like to watch the sunset a lot and just be by the water. And also, I'm just a really mellow person. Like, I'm an energetic, happy, excited person, but I'm also just really chill and mellow, honestly, and down to talk about anything and just chilling mostly. And so the fire of New York really helps to balance me out because I can be really low-key. New York has just taught me so much, man. It's taught me how to be strong and confident and brave and how to speak. Like, New York really, I feel like, gave me my voice, and I just feel really free here, free to be myself, and so amazing just to witness so many people in their paradigms, their psychology. It's just like, wow, dude, it's everything here. And it's so big too, especially Brooklyn. Like, I just moved to Brooklyn, as you guys know. I've always wanted to live in Greenpoint. Like, what a manifestation that came true. And I moved here. But Brooklyn is huge, man. I went to Rockaway Beach, and I was like, damn, I've been on the train for an hour and I'm still in Brooklyn. And I don't know, it's just crazy to think about how New York is an island and just a series of boroughs, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm an islander, I'm an island hopper here on the island of New York City. It's just amazing. Go to the Hamptons, there's like quartz crystals on the beach. I'm a big fan. Although I can get really tired of it, so I know that eventually I'll live in the forest, but I hope to live in a way that I can live in New York City and live in the forest. Like, I do see my future being abundant, and I just want to make my intentions clear also about money. The only reason that right now I care about generating revenue is so that I can continue to serve myself and the world, and so that I can live secluded in the forest for the most part. Like, I'm not after making millions and billions of dollars in this life. I want to make enough to sustain myself and my family and continue doing things that are sacred. Yeah, that's my intention. What time is it now? 12:50. I'm gonna go ahead and import this, upload it, and walk home. Thank you guys for eating dinner with me and for listening to me ramble, go from one thing to the next. I don't even know how I have this much energy at night, but it's quite an interesting thing. I've been a night owl lately, and the moon has been charging me up, honey. I hope you guys are doing good with all the crazy star alignment right now. Honestly, I've just been trying not to pay any mind, and I feel pretty damn good. So I hope you guys are doing good also. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for watching and just accepting me and for hearing me and for seeing me. I hope to see you, and I love you so much. I just want to empower you, and I truly believe in the highest vision of yourself, whatever that is. So continue listening and answering the calls. I love you guys so much. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.